other reason why you want poetry to be you?
Be,
So many words?
because I see so many mediums that we as African Americans we run everything. We run everything in entertainment. We used to run poetry too, but we're in a place now where people that look like us are running. People who don't look like us are running poetry, and it never was like that. And I want to reclaim it back. And also I want people to start feeling stuff again. And there's so much microwavable poetry now that it's sad. Like as a purist that really loves the art form, really loves wordplay, and really making people feel something and changing the atmosphere in a room just off your words alone, you can't that feeling is unmatched.
So, microwavable poetry. What is that? You really got me with that one. What is microwavable poetry?
Like very surface level um the very surface level type of poetry like that sounds a lot more like a diary entry than actual poetry itself. Um, that's just my nitpick as a poet. I personally don't like that type of poetry, which I understand. Short, bite-sized poems are what get people through the door. Because I did like a series that was made popular, which is in English we say, and
Hmm.
then I do like a version of what I said in poetry, and that's really what got me to go viral for the first time. So I understand the utility of it because it gets people in the door, but at the end of the day, I really want to write, work that makes you feel something, makes you like, oh wow, I can relate to this. He went through it, and he's smiling every day, so obviously I can get through this as well, you know.
Okay. I love that. And I'm thinking back in what you said that you would open your doors, the TikTok doors, put it like that,
Hmm.
to the audience and let them give you topics.
Hmm.
Were there any topics that was just like, oh my God, how am I going to approach this?
Um, yes, I think the only one that had me like, oh my god, I'm gonna approach this, which I still wrote it pretty fast. Um, was someone asked me about trees, like write a poem about trees, and I ended up writing a poem about how uh trees reminded me I was coming home, to the south because I would see all the trees, and then it reminded me of being under the shade of a tree, drinking hug juices and diet coke. Tell grandma told us to come inside for dinner. So like things like that. But yeah, I had a couple of them that stumped me for a little bit, but I usually got them done within either at the longest time it took me was about maybe a couple hours. I used to could write some of these pieces in like all of 5 to 10 minutes or so.
So, what is the craziest request did you receive?
Someone, I don't know if it was actually a request, but someone put in my comments. They were like they put um what was it? It was something like um being wrapped in an orange blanket while sitting under an orange moon. And it was another line that had to do with orange, and I was able to write a poem about that as well. And that's in Yellow Flowers for the Living. So
Okay. So some of the ones that you actually did on TikTok
yeah,
is
they
actually in.
because yeah they made it into the book.
Now that is awesome.
Yeah, so basically most of the poems, if not all, were suggestions. I think maybe one or two poems actually came from me and something I wanted to put in the book, but everything else was somebody else's suggestion.
That is awesome. So, are you self-published or are you under a publishing house?
I am self-published. I have complete control, can do whatever I want to do, release when I want to release. Because the crazy thing was, um, I don't know if you noticed, but my book Yellow Flowers for the Living was supposed to come out on May 16th. But because of the crazy stuff going on with TikTok, and I was having some success with selling books on TikTok, I pushed it forward and said, "Hey, I'm gonna release it today because why not?" You know. And most people that are finding me are strangers, so it's not like I'm not really